one of the themes which is very close to high sensitive people, that's perfectionism. And I try to convey the idea that is maybe a different angle from where it comes from. And it's not so much I have to be good and it's expected from me, but it's more I want to be good. It's an inner desire out of an inner perception. And of course, we will, during the course, again and again, deal with what helps you to cope better with your sensitivity in the world, in the way that people are not just putting you into a corner and, oh yeah, you are so highly sensitive, yeah. Just like this, or that you withdraw from yourself and you don't dare to live it fully. So what tools help you to really be able to connect? But you might have noticed that we also follow another path, which has a lot to do with the principle of perception. And I find it so meaningful that in English, the I is called an I. Yeah. When you speak about I want to invite my I to be present, it's so close already to the concept of perception. And you know sometimes when somebody feels seen by you, this person, if it's a child or whoever, starts behaving differently. And when you now have this thing with perfectionism and you see, yeah, and then the invitation is you start to see, to perceive what's in it, yeah, and what kind of sense for harmony and longing for harmony it, or knowledge about harmony, or meaning of harmony is in it, then you can start to love it, yeah, to say yes to it, yeah. And from this love transforms things. Love creates warmth. And then perfectionism can maybe transform, can unfold, can become a flower, can become something which embraces things instead of forcing things, yeah, or enabling things. And that's, in a way, discovering the fields of what we experience as high sensitive persons, and then discover what can we do, what can we discover through our inner perception, and from this develop new forces and also love for ourselves. And one discovery I have to repeat it again and again, less is already a lot. Yeah, so if you only only to practice a little, only to practice a few things, that's actually what we have to learn. And today, again, we'll ask you what of the many things, because today the theme is the many, many, many things, yeah? And I will show you many, many, many things today. What is resonating with me? And that's my key guide this week, and the rest, you know? And to dare this, yeah? To go with little and discover it's a world. That's one invitation, and the other, yeah, discover and love what you discover, the second. And with this thought in mind, I invite you to go into your rooms and just share. What did you discover when you dealt with activity and rest, and what made me change between those two, and perfectionism, and the eurythmy exercises with O and G. Monica, please send us into our rooms. Let's look into the next chapter of our journey. In a way, we go through different levels from us, of us. And there are different qualities behind it. And what we tried is just touch the meaningful levels, and when you follow structures which how they are given in the Eightfold Path, so that you somehow know it's meaningful. And then you just start believing, okay, we just take it, and after a while you discover how meaningful it is. And the next level has to do with, there's such a, we experience a stage of getting lost in the many possibilities around us. But actually there's a joy of, you feel connected with everything. You see all these possibilities. And now it's not like in perfectionism, the harmony. You see the possibilities. Or you feel it would be good to do this, yeah? And suddenly you're in a situation, you do this, you do that, you do this, and these things start pulling you along here or there, yeah? And yeah, suddenly you put all you have into your deeds and they pull you apart. And maybe they get so many that you even lose the overview. Or it's so much that it turns against yourself and it overwhelms you. And if these things happen in your professional life, then it's pretty commonly known that a sort of burnout, yeah, is the consequence of it. You put energy into something and it's not coming back. Yeah. And now the invitation is that we dare to discover, oh, and the beauty in it, that the longing, the truth, the desire, the good heart in everything. And you start to see this more in your own deeds and maybe also in those of others. And sure, this doesn't change for the first minute that it's too much, and again I'm lost, and again I haven't done this what I should do, but I did this, yeah? If you look at the temperament, it would be a sanguine temperament. But in a sanguine temperament, you are just like this. But if you are like this because you're highly sensitive, you can become a victim of this. But we do not judge ourselves. And observe it. Discover, I'm starting repeating what lives in it. And develop a certain positive, warm attitude to it. And that's a pretty precondition that things can change, huh? In a way, in a healing way. Let's put it like this. And what exercise could we do to support this transformation process? And you have two ways of transforming at least. One is that you start doing less. You can put, instead of doing things at the same time, yeah, you can say, I do it maybe one after the other. Or you become able to manage all these things and enjoy what you're doing, yeah? And become able to master it. And what makes you master, either time-wise or quantity-wise, that's your inner strength. In this reconnecting with what lives in you, and today maybe a little bit what stands behind you as your own force, yeah? That's where the practical exercises, but also the Eurythmy will deal with. And the practical exercise, you might be surprised, is try to think things in reverse order. The most simple thing is have a phone number and just remember the numbers the other way around. Or you sit in a train, you travel somewhere, and you know the destinations, but then you just go through the destinations to the next stops, then you just go the stops backwards until you are where you started. Yeah. Or you just take a poem that you know by heart. And you take one line, the first words, and then you go through these words backwards. And then the next line, And after a while, maybe you are able to go through a verse backwards. Or you take a fairy tale which you love, and you go element by element backwards through the story. Or you know a theater piece, yeah, a movie, and you go through it backwards. And two objectives, through two leading thoughts I would like to add to it. Try to find things or ways to do it that are joyful. That you do not force yourself through this exercise because it can be intellectually demanding. And develop playful ways to do it. Maybe take the melody of a song and sing the song, the melody backwards, and afterwards maybe even the words with the song backwards. And maybe this is joyful. That, in a way, you discover the joy in it, because joy is a quality of the eye. Yeah. And the only person we want to serve is ourselves, not a task. And the second thing is that when you do think things in reverse order, that you don't forget it's going back to the origin. We speak like this, and now we go backwards, yeah, to where it comes from. Yeah, this pull, we work ourselves backwards. That you have also this in mind. And now I'm arrived at the end. And afterwards you look, did I do it correctly? But that's not so important. The important thing is I have arrived in the beginning. Yeah. So these are the two suggestions for the week. Observe this tendency to get lost in the beauty of the manifold, of the many, and start feeling yourself in it, yeah, in a loving way. And do this backwards thinking exercises. And it's not what some people do, that before you go to sleep, you remember the day, because it's a different kind of consciousness. It's an awake consciousness, which you practice here. And for the eurythmy, what will we do now? When I say enjoy to get lost in the manifold, in the many, I will bring many, many, many things. And you just pick, you go with me, and afterwards you ask yourself, what did resonate with me? You stay relaxed. Okay, I invite you to join. And like always, we take the hands and invite time into it. I take time to arrive at myself. And now try that this, I perceive myself, I look into myself, starts creating lightness. A certain lightness. And this lightness you let flow through or along your body to the earth. And this might even create even more lightness. Without getting lost, without being pulled out of the body. It's a present lightness which comes out of your body. Yeah? Take a little bit of time to arrive at yourself. Feel your inner react by feeling perceive. Let it create lightness. Let the breath react. Let go. Feel along your body. Practice letting go. And notice that this can even add to your uprightness, tallness, and make your heels light. Breathe and make a step. And when you look at the E gesture, in English, you would say the I when you write it, but we in Eurythmy go with what we hear. And this is, so what you write is an I, yeah, is what is meant here now, yeah? E, spoken, yeah? A riddle, yeah? Or other words where you have it. Okay, and for doing this, you have your hands in front of your center, and the one hand is going down and the other up. And that's already the picture of our exercise. Just come back to just the other hand. One is going down and the other is going up. That's what we in Eurythmy call E. Yeah? And just let go and maybe speak E one time and observe what is your tongue doing when you speak E. E. Do you notice that it also creates a sort of vertical column? It's not the tip of your tongue, it's the center of your tongue which really creates uprightness. Yeah? And this we feel when we do it with the arms. And now notice that going down, actually, I go down, and this makes my arm upright. Yeah. And when we just remember this exercise where you have your hands here in front, and there's also a video in it, then the exercise is that you really now let go, that you just let go, and now even relax your body a little bit. You really let go to the center, to the earth, let the energy flow. And then you let go of the letting go. And then maybe energy comes back, which starts flowing into your body, reaching your heart and carrying you from there. Yeah? And breathe and make a step. And it's somehow called, this exercise, gaining strength by letting go. Yeah? So by letting go, I now receive, gain strength. And try that you do not have to straighten you yourself, but it's happening by letting go. A last time, and you notice again, it goes in one direction and in the other one, it comes back. By letting go, I, and the quality of I is really let go, the letting go, and it can come back. I gain strength. Up. And make a little step. And when you transfer it into the E, archetypal E movement, then you can also say, the main thing is I let go into the earth. And this going down and down and down is lifting my arm. And now it stops, and now I go further down, I go further down, I go further down. And by going down, my arm is lifted. And let go. So that connecting with the earth, what's living in your lower body, in your connection to the earth, that this starts carrying us. That's an element which helps us to integrate our creativity into an active life without getting lost. Just go back, that you can make 4 or 5 steps forwards, maybe, or 3 or 4. And one foot is in front, the other one behind. And we do the eurythmic walking, which is simply spoken that you stay centered with your heart. And your heart somehow connects through your body, through your relaxed body with the earth. And then you lift your heel of the back foot. Then you bring slowly your foot forward. You place the toe on the ground, slowly roll the foot down until the heels touch. And then you let go even more into the depths of the earth. Until what we have just practiced before, an energy flow comes back from underneath, starts lifting your heels, flows up into your heart, carries your heart, and this allows you to bring the foot forward without having to fight for balance. Then your heart connects again through your leg, lovingly with the earth. Yeah, let's go in order to receive. Feel carried in your heart. And again, breathe the earth, which needs a sort of letting go, expansion in the body. And then just close your legs and breathe. So that by walking, the up and down suddenly starts becoming a circle of life, yeah? Leading us forward. That's also a small video you can play with, experiment with. I have just shown you the archetypal movement of the E sound, of the sound E, where one arm leads, the other one follows. When we now come closer to this, getting lost in the many, many possibilities around us, just feel a little bit to the realm of your heart. That's actually your heart quality, which sees what lives there. Yeah. And the heart is just like a sun. Yeah. So when you just take the hands and feel your palms of your hand, you can just approach the realm of your heart and ask, dear little heart, how are you doing? You just stroke the sphere a little bit. How are you doing? And then in a way you start feeling that your heart is a source of lightness and a source of light. And then you use your fingertips to feel the rays radiating from your heart, and this carries your arms out. And then slowly you come back. Yeah, just very tender to greet your heart again. Connect with two other rays, which you then produce somehow, yeah, with the joy of your heart. Follow them as far as possible. Say goodbye, let go, come back. And like a candle who makes the room bright, yeah, the rays go to the walls of the room, but the candle does not become darker. It's still there, it's still the source. That's why you're still in your heart. You can go everywhere, but you do not lose the connection of your heart with your heart. Can you see the connection to the theme of the week? Huh? Such a beauty around me, but also such a beauty within me. And let go. And breathe. And when you again go back a little bit to be able to make a few steps, and the invitation is to connect this the soul which wants to go everywhere because it reconnects. Yeah, it's a reconnection actually. Why you want to go be everywhere with the life forces of your lower system. And now we do the walking a little bit different, that when you have the legs apart, you just pull them together, yeah? And you have the feeling, you pull energy in, and then you just stand. And on the walking forward, it starts here, and it's an expansion first. So you start bringing one leg forward, but you have the feeling you're just unfolding a huge coat down there. Yeah, it's becoming wide. And then you collect all the energy in one column again. Wow. And then you take the leg which has just come along to do the next step. Why? And collect it. Long. And you feel what's down there. And short. And long, short, that's a rhythm, which is really a relaxing rhythm. Yeah. And we do it with the forward. And backwards, we need, like in the thinking backwards, more energy to really find our, where did we come from? And there we do a short, long. So contraction first, I feel my energy collected. And then, wow, it unfolds long. Yeah. And then short, this collection is in order to make the next step long. And you just change legs. You pull in together and the same leg goes further long. And then you pull in short and long. And never mind if you did it exactly like I did it. The feeling should be, I become wide and I concentrate. I become wide. I concentrate in the realm down here. That this liveliness carries this liveliness. Yeah. And so we can now just do this stepping together with these arms of the happy heart. And it's not important if you do it correctly. Important is stay relaxed. So just come with your hands towards your happy heart. Dear heart, how are you doing? Wow, how wonderful. Then you feel your fingertips, feel your legs. And now we do 3 or 4 steps forward. Long, short, long, short, long, short, while expanding. And backwards, we return to ourselves. Short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. And breathe. Relax. You're marvelous. We just do it. We just jump in and you just follow me. Do it your way and just try that the movement of the arms stays smooth despite the legs follow a rhythm. Last try. Dear little heart, how are you doing? Wow. Let's go. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. I'm back. I've arrived at myself. And breathe. If you want to work really hard, there's still one exercise in the videos which plays with that when you do the streaming down, let's just do it, try it. You stream down from your heart. You feel your body. I told you this is E. And why is it E? Because it creates uprightness and makes the heels light. Now you can playfully do the E with the leg. So you bring the arms to the heart, you bring your leg to the heart. And now you stream into your leg, stretching it. Yeah, from your heart you stretch it, and now you work by just streaming into your stretched leg. It makes the other one coming up. My heels become light. Uprightness comes about just because I stream downwards into my leg. And I make a step. I come to my heart. I do the E sound into my leg. And I stream down and notice what does it do to my other heel. And does it create uprightness by going down? And let go. And so if this creates joy, as it did in me right now, because it's a surprise, go for it. If it's too technical, you know my answer. So now we have done all these movements of going out. And I told you, yes, but we do not lose the center and we find the way back. But actually, it's a very open gesture. Related to this, there is what we call the B gesture, which creates a sort of coat around me, a protective shelter, with one arm a little bit higher up, the other one a little bit lower. And it's not too close to the body, but it feels like a warm, something around me. Good coat with warm coating inside. Yeah. And when you remember the G we had last time, let's try this, that you cross the arms like this. It's very narrow. And then you feel your thighs. And from there, the energy comes to make space. It's a sort of defense. Yeah? And the B is the corresponding picture of protection. So you go out, and then you collect all good, you invite all good energies, you do not collect them. And those invited energies now fold the coat around you. And then let go and breathe. And from what I have just shown you, that you have the G going out and the B coming in, it actually creates the sphere where the movement of the B stops. So just bring one arm in, the other one is out. And now do the G and the B at the same time. And then they meet. And that's the sphere where flexibility comes about. So life from within, form from without, and then, now you can react. And that's the invitation, that when you do the bird gesture, your inner joy, your feeling of being protected grows into it. And you really notice when you touch your growth force. So you go out, you invite good energies to come, you start growing, and then you notice, I have arrived at my own surface. I touch myself here. I'm so big. I'm a tree trunk, for example. Yeah, or whatever feels good. And let go. That's how you do the B in general. It's a protective gesture, and you are very invited to do it when you feel you need it. But when we speak about high sensitivity, it might need more to make it joyful. And here I just show you an exercise which can add something to our experience. And you just stand that you can again do 4 or 5 steps. And then you have the feeling you have a tree, a strong tree standing behind you. And you wear something where you can fix a rubber band, and then, or you tie a rubber band around your lower body, and then you fix it at the tree. And then you really feel there's the tree, there am I, there's the rubber band fixed to it. And then you start walking forward and you pull the rubber band longer. And you feel the pull it executes on you, and you stop. And then carefully you follow the pull and the rubber band, and you feel it down here, pulls you back, and the pull gets less, and then you know, now I can stop, I've arrived. Do it again. Wind the rubber band around your body, tie to the tree, feel it, start walking. Notice the pull becomes stronger. Stop, feel the pull, and follow it. So nice. I'm called a broad back. Yeah. And it just stops where I started by itself. So nice. And now, when we do this, feel in us this longing to connect for everything as a high sensitive person, because it reflects our own richness. We just don't want to have only shelter, because we also have the urge to reach out. And now do the rubber band exercise, that you stand, you feel the tree, you feel the rubber, hide around your body. And then when you stretch an arm out, have the feeling the rubber band is extended in your arm and in your fingertips, the very tips. And then when you stretch out this arm and you walk forward, you stretch the rubber band also in your fingertips. And you feel the tension. And then when it starts pulling your back, the rubber band pulls your fingers in, bends your arms, brings you home, and creates the shelter. And let go. Did you get my idea that I didn't have to form the shelter? I was allowed to go out, but staying connected with where I came from, and allow it to bring me home and created a shelter. Let's do it one more time. Feel the rubber band, feel it tied to the tree behind you. Feel you have it in your fingers. And then feel your interest in touching this. Feel your interest in touching that. Feel the pull of the rubber band becoming stronger and stronger. I'm there, I have touched it, I reached it. And then allow it to bring you back. You are brought back, pulled back. The arms are pulled in, rounded, and create the shelter. How does this feel? Sheltered, and have the tree behind you, and the wealth of life in your arms. Let go, breathe, and slowly sit down, relax, and listen to the resonance. And first question, maybe so many things we have touched, and you just had to let go, and you had to let go and follow me from this to that. What did resonate most? And if you say everything resonated so much, ask yourself, yes, but what was the dearest to me? If you have to choose one. And if you say, oh no, it was so much, it came more and more, nothing resonated, then ask yourself, maybe, but when I listen very silently, maybe one little peep comes. It says, but here there was a little resonance. And take this element with you for the week and make it exercise number one, before everything else you are doing. And then become quiet and listen into your body. How do you feel your body now? Filled with warmth, filled with light, filled with strength, filled with air. How do you experience it? How do you feel your legs? More the inside, more the surface? What kind of impression do you have from your shoulders? How is your breathing? Wide, outward orientated, connected more with the inside. Everything is fine. Just perceive how it is in this very moment. In 10 seconds, it might be completely different. How do you feel your feet, legs? And what mood do you meet when you ask your body, how is it doing what we did? Did you like it? What do you hear as an answer? Yeah. And now I invite you to just continue, maybe have a short moment to continue relaxing, listening to yourself, but then again, meet with your group, start exchanging what did make sense, where do you have questions, what do you want to do with it, yeah? Or whatever you and your group facilitators, dear group facilitators, think would be a good idea to do now.